Okay, mic test. Gerald, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so good morning again, everyone, and thank you. Welcome to this webinar on Turn AI into ROI, Smart Marketing for Singapore SMEs. All right, so I'll be covering kind of an overview of the landscape for marketing with AI, focusing largely on SMEs, right? SMEs as in um, businesses, maybe owned by entrepreneurs, smaller businesses who may not have the huge budgets of enterprises and MNCs, right? But who still want to keep abreast and take advantage of the efficiencies and opportunities offered by AI. So this is actually an ongoing series of sessions that I've been running. First session was on AI and SEO. Second session was on AI and paid advertising and local business marketing. So we will share links to the earlier webinars because I will make reference to them at some point in today's session, because today's session is meant to be like a roadmap, helping you think through a roadmap for marketing across key channels. But if you want to dive deeper into any of the specific channels, SEO, um, paid advertising, then I encourage you to view the earlier webinar. So we'll cover a quick overview of the roadmap, right? The digital landscape for digital marketing and branding for SMEs. And then we talk about starting with strategy. So what's your business objective and strategy in going online using digital and channels? So in marketing terminology, right, the channel mix, how do you select the best performing channels for your business? How can the channels work together? And then we will go into AI application. So what are some creative platforms and ways in which marketers are using AI across the whole um, marketing campaign journey? So what I mean by that is across the whole journey, not just the tactical running of campaigns, but the whole strategy ideation, and then channel selection, content creation, publishing, and then measurement and optimization of all these campaigns. And lastly, I'll introduce some of the key trends in AI for marketers today. So we talk about things like what's the difference between generative AI, AI agents, agentic AI, and vibe coding. So today, this study or data is from BCG. We move, right? Marketers have moved away from their strong traditional focus marketing. When I say moved away, I mean they've adopted new ways of marketing, right? So I don't think we are saying that we want to throw away all our traditional frameworks, right, and methods of marketing. But now it's enhanced with data and AI. So the traditional marketer, when digital marketing came on the scene and really started driving results for businesses, more and more businesses started becoming so-called digital or data-driven. Why? Because when we go online, because it's online, because it's real time, there's lots of real time data that we can capture, right, on how we are, how our campaigns are performing. And that led to this term, the data-driven marketer. So not too long ago, I was just 5 to 6 years ago, all the rage, right, was marketers who optimize based on data and analytics. So then topics like Google Analytics, performance-driven campaigns, um, cost per lead optimization, return on ad spend. So optimizing against all these KPIs, right, key performance indicators, was all the rage a few years ago, and we called that the data-driven marketer. And about 3 years ago, with the launch of ChatGPT, that opened up this whole new paradigm, right, called AI. And today we see that many of, if not most marketers, right, are now working alongside AI tools to help them work better, faster, and arguably even more creatively. So my name is Ivan Wong, and yeah, it's a pleasure for me to facilitate today's session. Um, I'm a trainer, uh, consultant, and also enjoy working with various companies of all sizes, right, to help them to upgrade and upskill their skills in marketing and AI. So we've seen how technologies evolve over the decades, and yeah, sorry, it's a bit too small for this slide. It's not, I'm not meant for you to actually read every detail. Just want to highlight, right? In our lifetime, we've seen many amazing inventions uh, and breakthroughs, right, from the area of science and technology, which have hugely impacted our lives. So much so that today, right, we take most of these things for granted. I don't know, when I was born, right, there was no such thing called a mobile phone. I'm not sure what your generation you are from, right, but there's no such thing as a mobile phone. So the first mobile phone was launched in 1984. Hard to believe that, right? And it was, those who are aware, it was this clunky Motorola, it looked like brick. Compare and contrast that to the iPhones and the Android phones that we have today, right? And think about how far we've come, but also think about where we're going. Right? The devices are getting smaller and smaller and more integrated in our day-to-day lives. So in the future, we might not even have to so-called carry around a device, right? It might be integrated, maybe integrated in our spectacles or contact lens, right? Or even integrated in a more intrusive way, right? Think of Elon Musk and his Neuralink. There might be implants we put place in ourselves to supercharge our capabilities. So along the evolution came the introduction of AI, and AI is actually stretching back many decades, right? So there's many different forms of artificial intelligence. Just that this form of AI called Gen AI really burst onto the scene 3 years ago with OpenAI launching the first version of ChatGPT, right? But we have actually experienced AI all around us for many years already. Our mobile phone has so many examples of AI at play, right? Ranging from Siri to autocomplete of our text messages, um, and Google Maps, self-driving cars, right? All these are examples, right, of AI and machine learning at play in our day-to-day lives. But with the launch of generative AI, right, and the ability to quickly generate um, different forms of multimodal content, that the use cases for AI really exploded. And we'll talk about this a little bit more in a few slides. So Singapore, highly digital, highly connected, and we are really advanced adopters of many of these technologies. But we often find, or at least I often observe, the latest innovations often don't kind of trickle down to the SMEs at a fast enough rate. So one of the aims of today's session, right, is just to try to stimulate some discussion of these technologies and maybe get some ideas how SMEs, right, can start exploring or adopting them for their marketing purposes. By the way, as I'm going through the slides, right, and later on a few hands-on demos, please feel free to put your feedback or questions in the chat. Yeah, so I will break, right, at various periods to have some conversations. Yes, because I never like to have a one-way monologue. So I hope this can be a dialogue in a short while. So in Singapore, very recent survey done by this consultancy called Deal showed that despite an atmosphere of optimism and enthusiasm, right, 68% of Singaporean businesses are still considered to be in early stage of AI adoption. So to me, this is both a threat as well as an opportunity. Right? So for SMEs who have not yet adopted AI across their areas of operation, um, you know, huge threats are looming on the foreground. both from their existing competitors in the industry, as well as disruptors, right, who may be coming in using technology, including AI, to really change the nature, right, of how consumers um, consume their products or services. So I think we need to up this number, right, and get more SMEs really fluent with the various forms of AI and use cases for AI. The other area is the talent pool. So alongside being aware, right, is being able to actually execute. And we need to train more professionals in AI. So today, my session is more focused on marketing and sales and branding, but we can see that AI applies across all the other business functions of a company as well. So customer service, right, productivity is one huge area, right? And the challenge for many Singapore businesses beyond AI, right, is also harnessing their fragmented systems and fragmented data to provide a more comprehensive or more comprehensive level of customer service. So sometimes we call this, from a marketer's perspective, we like to call this omni-channel, right? So having a consistent level of service, no matter what channel we are servicing our customer. And the power of data and AI means that many SMEs can achieve this today, right? If they actually start thinking about where the data lies, how to collect and join together all the data, clean up the data, and then how to put a layer of AI on top of the data, right, to really help them mine the data for insights, recommendations, optimizations, and also use the data to personalize the experience that their customers can get. So that's a topic for another webinar, how to really harness data, right, for data analysis and personalization. Well-known case study in Singapore, DBS is known worldwide, right, as digital powered, AI powered bank. The ex-CEO, right, was quoted as saying that they actually have more engineers than bankers at that point in time. So that shows their keen focus, right, on adopting a data-driven culture, uh, utilizing or providing access to data and AI tools across all their teams. So not only are individuals and teams empowered, but because this is done across teams, right, there's a open sharing of information, which really drives greater efficiency and ultimately a better level of customer experience and customer service. Some interesting programs, right? They implemented the Best Nudge program, which processes hyper-personalized interactions for customers, and Best Conversation program. So um, first one, right, helps them create personalized interactions. Second one, right, gives them personalized content, right, for their relationship managers to follow up with their customers. And the thing is, these kinds of personalization and customization, right, is within the reach of SMEs as well. Maybe not using the same in-house custom-built solutions as DBS, but many companies can just utilize the open version of ChatGPT. I mean the API version of ChatGPT called OpenAI, right? And build their own solution, and it's actually not as complicated as and complex as it might seem. And I'll talk about that towards the end of today's session. So we see with AI, right, now many companies are able to reshape, right, how their marketing departments work, drive greater efficiencies, right, by relooking how they can do and improve on their processes with the power of AI and automation. So if we were to look at as AI as a journey, this might be how it can play out, right? So I have here, so it goes from left to right. I have here some of the key areas of marketing activity. Start with the strategy and operations, content creation, personalization of user experiences, um, chats and touch points, analytics and insights, and campaign optimization. So I've chosen some key areas where AI can really drive tangible improvements. And again, apologies for the small text. It's not meant for you to really read every box. We'll share the slides, by the way, right? We'll share to the slides after the session. But the aim is just to see, right, that AI can help you across a range of activities. And from left to right is left hand side is totally human, which is how many SMEs are doing the process today, right? Totally human, no use of AI and automation. And then we have humans assisted with AI, right? So you still drive the process, but AI comes in to enhance, right? Give you ideas um, at different stages of the process, but you still drive the process. And then from 3 to 5 onwards, AI starts to take over driving the process, right? So AI in stage 3, AI will actually do the initial drafting of the whole output, and then humans will continue to guide it. Um, in step 4, AI not just drafts but optimizes, creates a right the ready to go version of the content, and humans just check and approve. And then the final stage, um, the process has been fine-tuned so well that we are now comfortable with outsourcing the whole process to an AI agent. An AI agent. So that's the concept of an AI agent, right? The AI agent takes over the whole task. So, for example, today you need to create content and post it to your company blog regularly, right? So that involves several steps. You need to research the topic ideas, check on the search demand for those topics, and then do primary research, gathering research sources, right, to write the article, and then write the actual article, and then uh, edit article so that it conforms to your company's brand voice and brand tone, and then publish the article, then optimize the article that's published for SEO, right? So that there's a higher chance that the search engines will pick it up and rank it, and then after that, right, measure the results of publishing this article. So you see several different tasks, and the main thing is that all of these tasks, right, if you are able to specify clearly the input and outputs and the processing that takes place, can be automated using platforms like Zapier, NAN today, end to end. So the only question is that after automating, right, are you comfortable with letting the AI go all the way, and from the start where you just give the AI an idea? I want you to publish a new blog post on marketing with AI for SMEs. Are you comfortable with letting AI just take that, right, and do everything I just described before, publish it automatically to a company blog? So that will be a fully autonomous AI agent. And then when you have more than one agent talking to each other, so you got one agent that does this publishing, right? You have another agent that maybe pulls the reports on a monthly basis, right? And then analyzes the data and then suggests improvements to your content strategy. So that would be a second agent, right? So if you have two agents talking to each other, that's the start of this thing called agentic AI. Agentic AI. So we can see that AI can accompany the marketer through the whole process, right, of connecting to the consumer. This is a very popular way marketers like to picture the journey to purchase, right? They call it the purchase funnel. So from awareness, consideration, purchase, retention, advocacy. And you can see that along the whole stretch, right, we have AI tools and AI agents who can help you with that stage. So every stage, from awareness, agents, right, to ideate and launch targeted branding and awareness campaigns, consideration, AI, right, that personalizes the content, right, and the reach and follow up, decision, AI agents, right, that can actually take in the inquiries, um, address all the pre-sale questions. So commonly known as chatbots, right? Today you have AI sales bots, and the other interesting thing is that these AI agents, right, are multimodal. So sometimes your customers prefer to chat with you, so that's fine, right? Then your AI agent will chat back with them. Sometimes your customer prefers to call, right, and talk to to something or someone. Um, so then your AI agent could be audio, right? And you can program a bot, right, to respond to them using AI voice. And then the sale is closed in the post-sale delivery and customer service, right? And then driving customer engagement and loyalty post-sale. So you see, whatever you or your staff does manually, there's possibly, right, a way to automate it using AI. I hope by the end of today's session, right, you have an idea and a framework, right, to keep in mind as how we can achieve this. Okay, so I'll just skip these slides relating to the marketing key concepts for marketers. Again, apologies if some of you are not marketers, right? But I'll share the slide deck anyway with you. But basically, what we're saying is that even with AI, right, we're not throwing away our existing marketing processes. So effective marketing still has to start with understanding, firstly, what's the purpose, right, of our marketing. And for many businesses, that will center around their website. So what's the purpose and objective of our website? And I find that's really one key area many SMEs can make improvements. They have a website, but they're not very clear what the purpose of the website is and how the website, right, can actually help aid them in driving better sales performance. So it starts with setting up the objective, the goals, and then translating into understanding of the customer and the customer journey. Right? And you want to put it together in a framework, it might look like this, right? So we have to form a marketing strategy for SME, we start with understanding, right, very clearly what our business stands for, what is our unique selling proposition, our products and key products and services, and what's our branding, right? What's our positioning of our brand as compared to the competitors? Understand our consumers. So marketers use a system called persona. Really dive deep to understand these consumers, their demographics, their profile, what they look like, um, how will you describe your customer, what problem are we solving for the customers. All these things fall under the consumer behavior analysis, right? So all that's under the research stage, and then we will select the channels, right? So channel prioritization. So sometimes we call this marketing mix. So SME, right, has got limited marketing budget. So you want to be very tactical, sync your budget into the channels which will likely give you the best ROI. So no two businesses are alike, and this is where understanding how your customers currently interact with you, what are their preferred channels, and what are the cost efficiencies of each channel. All this, right, will be very important. So everything I described to you, by the way, is activity that can be augmented with AI. And I'll show you an example right after this, right, of how this can be done. So let me just walk through the whole strategy. So in a way, this is what I hope will be useful for SMEs, just having a big picture idea, right, of how to form a marketing strategy. And then once you have the idea of the flow, then we see where can AI come in to influence and improve specific processes within this whole framework. Yeah, so as a starting point, I don't recommend you go um, you go too aggressive and try to automate everything 360, right? And sometimes we think we can do that. Why? Because there are solution providers out there. I'm not going to name any of them, right, that claim they can do everything, automate, right, an AI from end to end, 100% using their platform or solution. Okay, but in my experience, this is not yet possible for most companies. So better to spot, right, the areas of inefficiency in your company across this strategy value chain and see how AI, right, could come in as a force multiplier for you or your staff. And then once AI is working well for you, right, in that particular process, then you can think about further automating that process so that it can handle the whole area, the whole marketing process. And then after that, right, it can not only do that, but automate across marketing processes. across, right? And then so we are starting to talk about workflows and agentic AI already when you get to that stage. Yeah, so take a step-by-step approach, do some small pilots first, get some value and ROI, and I think that will incentivize you, right, to park more budget into more AI experimentation. So after you have identified the channels, then you will formulate the campaign. So for example, I've shortlisted social media and LinkedIn as two key channels for lead generation for my services business. So then you formulate the actual campaigns. I'll launch outreach campaign on LinkedIn, and on social media I will do some inbound marketing using case studies of very happy customers and testimonials. Yeah. So again, AI can help you ideate the campaign ideas. AI can help you create the campaign content. AI can even help you schedule the posting. Then after that, we move to the measurement optimization. So we want to observe, right, what's the actual response of our customers and the market to our marketing, capture all the relevant data points, analyze, and then optimize for better performance. And throughout this, you see that's where the AI, right, can come into play. Every single process, we have AI powered insights for the first step, AI content and targeting, AI automation and orchestration for the campaign execution, and then for conversion measurement optimization, we have AI analysis, recommendations, and optimization. So a case a case study in mind, right? This is a sample scenario of customer journey for a training academy, right? So the learner, a bit like this webinar today, right? Awareness, we try to drive awareness of the webinar with more target audiences. So in this case, our target audience will be entrepreneurs and SME business professionals. And then if they're interested, they will sign up to be notified, right, when the webinar is being run. And then they'll make a decision and come for the actual webinar, right? And then after that, right, yeah, then we'll follow up with them, and maybe we can keep in touch on our future webinar and also tell them about other products, offerings, and services, right? So that's the purpose of the customer journey, to map out, right, how your customers would engage with your business through the different channels. And we go down to a level of within each channel, right? What kind of activity are you trying to drive? So then we highlight how we will measure the success of these activities. So if I'm trying to drive um, more webinar signups, right, then my KPI will be number of webinar signups, right, and that will be a measurement point in this customer journey. Okay, and so I explained a marketing strategy, that framework that the SME might adopt. Again, if any one of you has any questions or feedback, just please pump it into the chat, right, for this session. I will stop and we can discuss this. I'll stop after the next section because I think that's a logical point, right, for questions. So now we want to overlay AI over this whole framework, right, of formulating and launching a marketing strategy for our business. So AI stands for artificial intelligence, the field of computer science dedicated to solving cognitive problems commonly associated with human intelligence, such as computer vision, natural language processing, machine learning, recommendations, problem solving, and pattern recognition. And what is ChatGPT? Right, so ChatGPT itself, right, is an example of a LLM. It is a knowledgeable, intelligent assistant designed to understand and generate human-like text responses in natural language interactions. That's quite a mouthful, right, for something that's basically like a chatbot. I like to think of ChatGPT is just like any other friend that you have in your WhatsApp. Just that this friend, right, is kind of like a know-it-all. So whatever you ask this friend, whatever question you ask this friend, right, in WhatsApp, they will always have an answer for you, right? So you ask this friend for recommendations for restaurants, they have an answer. You ask this friend to explain a complex idea, they have an answer for you. So to me, that in a nutshell is what ChatGPT is. By the way, I'm not sure if any of you have tried this, but ChatGPT is now natively integrated in WhatsApp. Literally, you can chat in WhatsApp with ChatGPT as if they are a friend, right, and get response from them. So ChatGPT belongs to this group of AI called LLM, large language models. So the LLM is a neural network with many parameters. It breaks down, right, it's the text data into things called tokens and creates a response by predicting the next token one by one. Yeah, so I think the interesting thing here is that it doesn't work on words. So what we type into ChatGPT is sentences, right, and consists of many words, but that's how the AI sees it. It breaks out those sentences and words, right, into smaller parts called tokens, right, and then after that it uses predictive model to try to guess, right, what should be the next best word to provide the user in terms of response. So it sounds crazy that ChatGPT is basically a predictive model. So it's basically trying to predict what should be the best answer for you. Because it sounds crazy because the answers, right, they come out seem to be so intelligent, right, and so attuned to our question. But it's actually a predictive model. So popular models today include ChatGPT, which is owned by a company called OpenAI. We have Claude by Anthropic, Llama by Facebook, Gemini by Google. We have Grok. We have DeepSeek. So there are many different models out there today. Some of the parameters you might be interested in keeping an eye on: input window memory. Okay, maybe not now. Yeah. So this is when you're really fine tuning, right, your use of the LLM. These are some of the important parameters. This is the interesting thing. Many of us use ChatGPT, the free version. I use the paid version, but the free version is very powerful already. But many of us don't use all the available features of ChatGPT. What I mean by that, with ChatGPT, right, you can also tap into vision, their vision functionality. So image recognition, right? So you can use ChatGPT to take a picture of any product, and it will give you an intelligent analysis of what it's seeing. This is not new. Google Lens has had it for many years already, right? But it's also integrated in ChatGPT. You can also speak to ChatGPT. They have a voice, real-time and voice engine, and it does real-time transcription, audio generation, and translations. These are just some examples, right, of the functionality. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're not explored the other multimodal features of ChatGPT, encourage you to try them out. The vision, the audio, right, the translation. Are there some other features that you can experiment with? So we often ask, or I often hear this question: what is the best AI to use, right? So a SME, because they do know they have limited budget, right? So very often they will ask, so what's the best AI to use? So my case, right, is that the best AI really depends on your use case, and that's exactly why the framework earlier, right? Having idea of the framework, what's your overall marketing strategy framework? What are the individual marketing activities? So each of those individual activities, right, use case, forms a use case. And in my opinion, as of today, right, there's no one AI that is the best at every single use case across the marketing chain of activities. So we it's unfortunate, but we have to kind of track in depending on our marketing use case, what are the current leading platforms, right, in those areas. And that's where working with marketers who are who are actively tracking this can come in very useful. So for me, I keep abreast by following latest developments, especially on LinkedIn, sometimes on Facebook, right? There'll be lots of sharing by these marketers across different use cases for AI. YouTube is another great source of information, all for free. So the use of AI also varies across different industries. You'll find that certain industries, right, tend to focus on the AI that will probably move the needle the fastest for them. Yeah, so you see again, then there's a difference, right, in terms of focus and priority. So boil down to SMEs, what industry or sector are you in? That may determine some of the high value use cases you may want to focus on first. when you focus on those use cases, be aware there will probably be a range of AI that you can utilize. So do a bit of research and testing to see which one best meets your need. A little detour. AI is becoming so prevalent, right, in many industries. It's causing serious disruption, right? So I earlier said if you're SME and you're not keeping an eye on how AI is disrupting your industry, um, encourage you to do so before gets to a stage where it severely impacts your business and you have to play catch up. So in the hiring, in the recruitment industry, HR industry, AI is generating a lot of ripples. So one example here, many, if not most, candidates today are using AI to generate their applications. Many companies, on the other hand, are also using AI to evaluate these applications. So it becomes a case of AI generates a submission, maybe AI even submits, so you can submit in bulk. And then on the other hand, on the other end, companies evaluate using AI, right? They automatically screen through and follow through using AI. So this guy in the US wasn't very happy with the situation. He sent out like over 100 applications, and he claims that some of the applications were made like at 2 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. And then a few minutes later, the company wrote back to him and said that he had been rejected. So to him, that's obvious that it wasn't a human, right, that was evaluating his application. And because he had no visibility into the rules, right, he was concerned there might be some prejudice in the hiring processes. So he actually raised a lawsuit in the US. I think it's still ongoing right now. I'm not sure what the outcome is. But this situation, and I'm told by HR recruiters, yes, it is a big challenge not to use AI because all the candidates are using AI. So, they also will use AI to screen. But where does it stop if that's the case, right?
I think there is no audio from the from this
Oh,
slide.
sorry. Are you
Yeah,
getting audio? No audio, is it?
yeah, no sound.
Okay, thank you. So I'm not going to try to fix this now, but basically this short clip from a Harvard study, right? They studied that how does ChatGPT affect the thinking, right, of students, and they did a control test among two different groups: one who used ChatGPT actively for the work, and one who didn't. And they found those who use ChatGPT regularly, right, their cognitive abilities went down over time. So in other words, in over relying on AI, their thinking skills actually got worse. So I think that's a situation we need to keep eye open on. We use AI, right, to complement us, but if we over rely on AI, it may actually affect the quality of our thinking, our creativity, our output. Then Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT, OpenAI, himself said he thinks a lot, right, about how his kids will use AI in the future. And he made the bold claim, right, that his own kids will not be smarter than AI. Now, I make a distinction here between smartness and wisdom, right? So here is talking about just being book smart in terms of having the facts, right, and the information um, available. So no one can recall relevant facts better and more comprehensively than AI. I think that's the point he's making. But he also said because of this, right, um, the new generation who learns how to actually tap on this ability of AI to bring you the best information, right? And build on that, right? We'll be able to do things which the previous generations were not able to do. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, everyone. So feel free to pump in your reservations or comments on this also in the chat. So, what is your current level of AI mastery, right, for across marketing and branding? So, I encourage you to let's scan this QR code. I know some of you may have received this survey, right? So, if you've already done the survey, then it's fine. The rest who haven't done the survey, do check it out. So, this survey, you scan it, right? It will bring you to an online survey. I'm just switching to my online screen now. Okay, it look like this, right? And it's just a simple survey. You don't have to enter your name or email. It actually doesn't work that portion, right? So you start the quiz, answer the questions as well as you can, right? So there's a total of 18 questions, and when you answer the questions, you will receive. Okay, I think I answered it too quickly. Seems to have hung. Let me try refresh the screen. Okay. Let me try again using the official link. Okay. Okay. I think I need to not be so enthusiastic. Okay. There we go. Yep. So at the end, right, you get this AI mastery score of your current use of AI across some of these key areas in marketing strategy, content creation, personalization, using of chat and different channel touch points, measurement, analytics and optimization, campaign optimization, right? And you also get some recommendations generated by AI, right, to help you dive deeper and brush up in these areas. Okay, and so that's the big picture, and I I argue that this is the most important kind of mod module or sharing I have for today's webinar. In that, hopefully you can see that AI can really help you across the whole marketing strategy for your company, but doesn't change, right, the way you do marketing. You still have to start with a strategy, your goal for your business, your goal for the website. But then you can see how AI can come into the picture to augment, supplement, and then eventually even take over certain task in your current day-to-day marketing. So we look at some case studies, right, of companies which are using data plus AI plus automation very effectively. And I'm going to move on quickly, like, because I want to cover the whole framework and some specific use cases just to illustrate to you, right, practically how we can actually use AI. So going back to the marketing strategy framework, one of the first things we normally do is we identify who our customer is, and we marketers like to create something called a persona. A persona is basically a description of who the customer is. So if I run a provision shop every day, right, there's an uncle who comes in every day at 7:30 in the morning, right? Every day the uncle comes in, he buys some bread and maybe some milk from me. Yeah, so over time, right, I'll start to get a picture, right, of who this customer is, and I'll start to understand when I talk to him. I'll start to understand some of his background, his thinking, and maybe understand why does he come early in the morning, right? Why does he buy these things that he does from my provision shop? So all this, right, is basically part of this snapshot of the customer called a persona. So you want to capture, right, this customer. So a persona, I know, seems to point to a single customer, right? But you'll find over time, your customers might tend to have similar traits. So that's the idea of persona. You describe one kind of like ideal customer, but that customer has the traits, right, of a whole segment or group of your current customers. So in doing this, right, then you can start to tailor your marketing so that it's very, very laser focused on what's important to this group of customers. So in a persona, we talk about things like their age, their gender, income levels, education, occupation, their breakdown by location, their culture, where are they physically residing, right? How they think, right? Why they do certain things the way they do, what are their preferred channels, right, for getting information, what motivates them, right, and how they actually behave, right, online and offline, right? So we try to understand the actual behavior, right, and this behavior, right, will then feed directly into the customer journey, which I covered a bit earlier, right? We have the customer journey diagram showing awareness, consideration, conversion. Yeah, so by studying the behavior of these customers, we can then draw up, build up that customer journey. So how do marketers get this customer journey? Well, the most direct way is to talk, right? Talk to the actual customer. But I know very often we can't do that, right? Or we don't have the option to actually interview the customer directly. So as digital marketers, that's where we can use third-party data. So we can use data from our measurement and our website analytics. We can use data from all our business systems, our platforms. Um, we can use data from third-party data providers just to help us get a better understanding, right, of where our potential customers are and how they are behaving before, during, and after the sale. So a world-class example in Singapore would be Chris Flyer, right, of really being understanding their customers' behavior and offering segmented services based on a different segments of customers that they've identified. So this segmentation approach, right, is used by most of the top tier SMEs and MNCs after they mine through the data, right, and they've identified distinct customer segments. They can then launch specific marketing programs for these different levels of segments. So as a SME, how can I use AI, right, to maybe jumpstart this process of understanding my customer, generating a customer persona, customer journey, and then from there maybe a starting marketing plan across multiple channels. So I want to demonstrate an approach using AI. And you can do this using any of the AI, right? I spoke about earlier. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Claude, you can use Gemini, but I want to highlight the use of GenSpark. So GenSpark is another LLM, but it is the different from ChatGPT in that it's meant to be a bit more agentic. So what I mean by that is that in ChatGPT, you give one request, right, and you get one answer at a time. You give one request, you get one answer. It's like talking, right, to someone. You must say something and then you get a response. In GenSpark, you say something, right, but the person doesn't just give you one response. They have a lot of things to say, right? So instead of just one response, right, the person will go on and on about not just answering your question, but then go on about how to actually do it, right? And then break it down into different steps and then actually do the task as well. So it is much more comprehensive. This Spark, right, can actually break down your requests into multiple sub activities. Then you can execute each one. Of course, I'm still talking about activities in terms of Gen AI. That means activities in terms of content generation. But the next generation of this agentic AI, right, can do both online as well as offline, as well as activities outside of just generative AI. That means it can perform other tasks on your computer. It can perform other tasks outside of your computer, and you can even interact, right, with external services to get things done. So I'll share this link. Oops, as I walk through this. Okay, I think I have it open. Okay, so I will share this link with oops, I'm having a bit trouble pasting into the box. Let me try again. Copy link. Okay, yeah. So I've shared the link. Yeah. So this gives idea of how you can use this GenSpark, right, to generate say a marketing plan for your business. So in this case, okay, let me just show you the output. So there's a link here to the sample output. Yeah, so it's a replay, right? So I pasted in the prompt into GenSpark, and you can see GenSpark then goes on, right, to start generating, breaking down my request. So my request is basically to create a marketing plan for Claude Code. Claude Code is a coding AI, AI to help you in writing coding, right? So I want to understand what might be their go-to-market strategy. So what it did is break down my request into subtasks, right? And then it starts generating the actual output. So the output is actually here. So if I click on the output report, you will see output here. So and here's a really fantastic thing. In this case, I asked it to output as a report. So you see the report is more like document format, right? But with very nicely formatted tables. So you see here, Let me zoom in a little. Yeah, so it starts off with an overview, right, of the comparative environment for Claude Code, which is an AI coding assistant, right? The current valuation for the company and valuations in the industry, right? So the USP, the differentiator for Claude Code compared to competitors, and then it goes on to describe the key products and services and the persona, right? So we talk about buyer persona. So it talks about the persona. So Claude Code is is a coding, AI coding assistant. So their target consumer is a senior software engineer, data scientist, and AI engineer. So it describes in detail, right, the profile of these potential people, right? And then it goes on to describe what would be a typical marketing journey for this persona, right? So from awareness to consideration of Claude's solution, and then the purchase decision stage. So you see, for awareness, right, you can Claude Code can engage across the online forums. So you got Reddit and Stack Overflow, where people present problems, right, and solutions to technical issues. They can publish examples of their code to GitHub. So GitHub is a very popular website, right, for posting different coding projects. They can attend developer conferences and use social media to highlight the unique features of Claude Code. So it goes on, customer journey. After that, content plan, right? Which covers SEO, website, social media, right? And then finally, measurement and success metrics. So if you think about it, right, it covers basically the whole framework. This one I was talking about from the start, right? It covers from strategy to channel evaluation, and then actual ideas, right, for how to structure your campaigns within each channel, what to measure, right, and then lastly, how to optimize your campaigns. So this one report covers that. I encourage you to edit my prompt, right, and create your own version for your own company. So I do provide quite detailed instructions. You just need to log in to GenSpark. So GenSpark is a paid tool, right? But it has a free version. If you sign up for free to genspark.ai, you'll get 200 credits, which replenish on a monthly basis. In my experience, this 200 credits is sufficient for generating a full report like this. It may use up all the credits, right? But it's sufficient. So far in all my testing, it's sufficient to generate the one report at least. Yeah. So you may want to think carefully about what you want to use your credits for. So input your brief. You can use my prompt here as a starting point. So basically, you can copy and paste this whole prompt into GenSpark. Okay, but edit, right, the areas within the brackets here. Yeah. So you see here, I only put a very brief details on the company I am actually researching, and then the date of the report. That's all I put in. Okay. If you want, you can expand. The more, of course, the more context, right, you give to AI and GenSpark, the better the quality of the output. But you can see, even with this very basic context, right, the output's really pretty strong, right? It's a very good starting point. If I wasn't really an expert in marketing Claude Code, but the more context you can provide. So if you have more background details on your business, your USP, your key competitors, your key products and services, and even your preferred channels, if you can put that all in under the briefing section here, you'll get an even more comprehensive report that's returned, right? And one last highlight to you. Maybe for this I'll log into the normal GenSpark. So when you first log into GenSpark, you'll see multiple agents. The agent which I just showed you, right, which just ran, you can use either the normal GenSpark Super agent or the Docs agent. Right. So either one of them will create a document output for you, output formatted as a nice document. But you can also experiment using the AI slides output. So this will take the same information which I just showed you, the marketing plan, right? and format it very nicely for slide presentation. And you get a very, very nice presentation that contains all the key highlights of your marketing plan. Yeah, so feel free to experiment, right? You can use docs or slides as your output format. Unfortunately, I don't think you can do both. Again, it's a free credits, right? So yeah, so option is to wait a month, or maybe is to sign up again using a different email, right? If you want to get 200 more credits. So it has seen how AI, right, can jumpstart our journey into understanding the key channels and how we might want to structure our campaigns. And then after that, we can go back to AI again to generate the actual output, right? So now our plan, right, says that we should prioritize SEO, social media, and maybe LinkedIn as our key channels. So then the next step is to go execute our plan by using Gen AI again to help us jumpstart the content creation and optimization. So I'm going to give you one or two um, specific examples of how to do that. So first, let's talk about a key channel that's important for most SMEs in Singapore, SEO. So SEO definition can be a set of ongoing processes designed to improve the appearance and ranking of your web pages in organic search results. It targets relevant keywords to increase organic traffic and convert visitors into customers. Now, this has been until I'll say even 1 year ago, right? Um, if I gave this definition to any marketer, I wouldn't get much feedback, right, and pushback. But today we all know, right, because of AI and the influence of AI on how consumers search and how the results are displayed, SEO is now much more than just the traditional rankings that appear in the Google search results. So I still use this as a starting point though, because it still is important for our website, right, to appear in the normal organic rankings. But we can see that today, how we actually get our answers right is evolving very much due to AI. So within Google itself, we have this thing called SGE. And many of you web experiences, when you search in Google, you don't just get website listing, but on top you get an AI answer to your question. So this is called search generative experience. Using AI, Google using AI to generate an answer that is then placed at the very top of the results. We also have consumers going directly to the AI to do their searches. Why? Because not only does the AI have the best knowledge base, but most of the AIs today are able to scan the search engine results in real time. So what? You get the best of both worlds. You get the best of both worlds. That means when you ask a question, right, not only are you getting the best advice, but you're getting the latest resources also relating to your question all in one place. So people are now going directly to ChatGPT, to Gemini, um, to Claude, right? Perplexity, and searching because they get the best of both worlds. Many people are using voice to search, so you can open ChatGPT on your phone, talk to it, right? And search then becomes not just a one-way retrieval of resources; it becomes a conversation. I'm not sure if any of you have tried this, but I encourage you to check it out. If you already have ChatGPT installed on your phone, right? Tap on the audio button, right? And you can talk to ChatGPT. And what you normally do in Google, right? Now try to use your voice, right? So let's say you're looking for a good Japanese restaurant near me. Just try that, right? Ask ChatGPT for, can you recommend a good Japanese restaurant near me? And you might be surprised at the responses that you get, because you'll find that it not only gives you very good tailored advice, but it gives you the latest restaurants around you, because it is aware of your location, geo IP. It's also aware of the latest restaurants which are ranking in the search engines, because it has search results built in. So this multimodal search is a new paradigm, right? You might start a conversation by scanning an image, and then from there you talk to ChatGPT, and then come one point maybe you find talking is too slow, and you continue the conversation by typing. So we are seeing this change in user behavior, multimodal, right? Multimodal interaction. So this leads to more complexity for SEO for SME. Now SME not only has to take care of ranking in the so-called traditional SEO results, so that's the first column here. They also have to rank directly in the AI. So we call it GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. Right? So ranking so that you can appear in the AI generated results. They also have to rank when someone searches directly in the AI. So we call it AEO, Answer Engine Optimization. So sometimes people, instead of going to Google, go to ChatGPT. I think it's still more cool to say, I want to Google for something. I want to chat GPT for something that doesn't sound quite as fluent, right? But more and more people are starting their search with chat GPT, right? And that's another area for optimization. And then we have people who start their search in location maps, right? In different localized apps. So that's called local engine optimization. We have people who start their search using the voice engine I just mentioned, and that's a totally different area of optimization. So if you want to dive deeper into this area, my first webinar, we'll share the links again, right? My first webinar dives deeper across these areas. So SME has to take care of these areas today. But what if an SME wants to start? This case study is also in my first webinar, so I'm going to skip it. So what if SME wants to start today on a so-called correct footing? So in my opinion, right, um, this is a good strategy to pursue if you are SME or if you're starting up a website from scratch today and you want to ensure it's structured properly to appear in both traditional SEO as well as the new AI SEO. So we no longer think about keywords. We're thinking now about things, right? So a popular phrase is from strings to things, from strings to things, right? So strings keywords. Before we always talk about ranking for particular keywords. So maybe it's swimming lessons. Okay, that's a string. But now we're talking about things, right? So we're identifying things. The things can include our brand. The things can include the core areas that our business specializes in. So now we have to think broader. We have to expand, right, our content across all the relevant questions that a potential buyer might have. So if I'm looking to buy lessons for my child to learn how to swim, it's no longer just a keyword, kids swimming lessons, that you have to optimize for in your content. You have to expand that keyword, right, to the root topic, which may be still kids swimming lessons, but then you have to identify all the relevant subtopics. So if I am looking for kids swimming lessons, what other aspects, right, are important for me? So the location of the swimming school, safety aspects of learning how to swim, how young can my kid be before they start swimming lesson? What's the normal course of progression for a kid, right, learning how to swim? What's the reputation of the instructors at the best schools? All these questions, right, have to be surfaced and then put together into a comprehensive piece of content. So identify the entities, could be your brand itself, right? So what's the name of my swimming school? My swimming school has to be consistently branded across all the key channels, Google, social media, AI engines, Google Maps, and so on, right? And what are the key service products which I need to expand into topics, right? And topic clusters. And then after that, you craft the very deep content, right? Which answers all the relevant questions that someone who is researching the topic might have. On top of that, we will use what we call structured data. So this is technical information. It's invisible to the normal user, right? But you formulate this information and you publish it to your website so the search engines can more quickly and better understand what your whole website and business stands for. And lastly, we are no longer just monitoring for quantitative KPI. So we're not just looking at number of clicks, number of visitors every month, but we're looking at qualitative signals, right? So how happy are people with our website? What's the engagement rate or the bounce rate? What is the user journey on our website? All these are important parameters to really closely measure if you are doing this new version of SEO. So this has um, a starting plan, but it's in a way it's level playing field for SMEs right now because of AI, right? Any company can now start to look at these so-called new important factors and optimize or re-optimize their website with this in mind, and they should be able to overtake even some established competitors because right of the changing nature of how the search engines rank content and the changing nature of how users search. So from SEO, I want to quickly move to another key channel, which is Google Ads. I only want to highlight for again, I covered this in detail in my second webinar, so I encourage you to check that out if you're interested to dive deeper into Google Ads and local search. But I just want to highlight in Google Ads, right? AI has totally transformed the way marketers set up their campaigns and then measure their campaigns. So currently, AI is utilized, right, to ideate as well as to manage the campaigns on our behalf. So Google calls it a performance max campaign. So in a performance max campaign, the SME simply has to define what is their website, what are the key topic keywords related to the product or service that they want to market, what are some of the high level parameters, their budget, what is their objective of their campaign, and that's all. From there, right, Google will take the starting information. You will use AI to formulate the correct targeting for your campaign. Use AI to formulate the correct content, the ad copy for your campaign, and launch your campaign on your behalf. So Performance Max is a very AI-driven campaign, and as SME now, we can utilize this AI, right, to test the market and see how effective leads generated through AI can be for our business. So my takeaway advice is that don't be afraid of the AI. You should utilize and test it. Why? Because if the AI works for you, typically, right, you will get clicks and conversions at a lower cost per click and lower cost per conversion than traditional campaigns. But don't totally lean on AI. You should still test your so-called traditional manual search campaigns side by side with AI. Why? Because you want to split test, right? You want to see if your manual expertise can still outperform the AI or vice versa. So I always encourage SME to test both kinds of campaigns, the manual against the fully AI-driven campaigns. Social media, right? Social media. So this is a key area where AI can help you in every stage, from formulating a social media strategy to ideating a content calendar over the next 30, 60, 90 days uh, to, to generating actual social media content that you can then schedule, right, for posting on a fixed schedule. So these are some of the key areas, right? Use AI to generate content strategy. Use AI to craft actual pieces of content. Use AI to optimize the content, ensure that it is on brand for you, your brand voice. Experiment with different types of content. You can have more informational kind of content. You can have more engaging storytelling kind of content. And lastly, publish, right, or schedule the content for publishing to your key channels. And if you look at the GenSpark example I gave earlier, so you can apply the same concept. So now instead of generating a full marketing strategy plus um, content ideas, right? You're generating a full social media strategy plus content ideas for all your important channels. So it's just a matter of adapting that prompt slightly, right? So I won't go through example for social media because there's interest of time, as well as because there's really a huge overlap with the earlier example I shared with everyone. So another fantastic thing about Gen AI is that it can generate content across a variety of formats. So from blog posts to email newsletters to infographics or PDFs for lead magnets, audio podcasts, presentations. So you can use GenSpark, you can use ChatGPT even, right, for to generate presentation content. ChatGPT today can output your content directly to a PowerPoint format. So you can ask ChatGPT create a presentation on any topic of your choice, and then give me a download link in PowerPoint format. So part of today's presentation, only a part of it was actually generated that way, right? Asking ChatGPT for ideas and then generating the actual slides. Social media posts, webinars like today, and user-generated content. Okay, so so I mentioned I won't cover a walkthrough in the interest of time. Okay, but like I said, the GenSpark technique, right, will apply equally well across social media marketing, will apply equally well across SEO as well, content research, content writing, optimizing for brand voice, posting and optimizing for SEO on your website. So it's multi-step, right? We need to find the right prompt to handle the steps. I want to move in the last remaining time, right, into future applications, right, of AI for marketing. So AI can be used across all marketing roles in a typical company, but currently, right, some areas can be more automated compared to others. So the very innovative, creative aspects of the marketer's job perhaps still can't quite be automated. How do you automate or spark creativity? That's interesting question. And I don't think AI is quite there yet. We still need, right, that genius, right? The human genius, human creativity. Uh, I think, and in my opinion, that's a good thing. But in a more operational, right, areas of marketing, campaign ideation, campaign um, content generation, campaign publishing, and campaign um, measurement, analysis, and optimization. All this can be very effectively automated with AI. Okay, so I want to move on to the specific different um, modalities of AI automation that SME can look at today, right? So SME can continue to perform tasks one by one. That is the Gen AI model. And that is how most marketers, including myself today, will do things, right? We have a task in mind. Oh, I need to generate ideas for my newsletter. Oh, I need to generate headlines for my ad copy. One task, right? We go to Gen AI, ChatGPT, we put in the prompt, right? We get output, and then we rinse and repeat. Now, what if the task involves several steps, right? And maybe even interacting with more than one platform. Yeah, so I want to not only generate content for a blog post, but also publish it to my WordPress website. Yeah, so that's where when you put together two or more steps, right? All the same task still is called an AI agent. So this AI agent, I could call him blog publishing agent, right? So the blog publishing agent will take in my topic, it will create a content article, and then it will automatically post the article to my WordPress as the final output. Now, what if you have different agents working together? So I already described the scenario for this earlier. Then we call this agentic AI. So what are some of the platforms, right, available for automation and agentic AI today? So in the automation, right, platform is actually very, very fragmented. There's hundreds or thousands of different platforms that let you automate various marketing related tasks. So this one just gives you a snapshot of some of these leading platforms. So in the area of building websites, we have WordPress, we have Wix. I'm sure many of you have heard of these platforms. So why is it we are putting them under this new marketing with AI landscape? Well, the reason is because yes, they are traditional marketing platforms, but most of these platforms, right, have added on AI functionality. Yeah, so what they've done before and done really well, now they supercharge with the addition of AI. So you have databases which are AI enabled. Airtable is a very popular example. So now you not only have a database, let's say you have a database of all your marketing leads, right? But you can use AI automatically to enrich the data, right? So for every marketing lead, please pull in all the relevant company details. If you can find the email address and contact number for every lead in my database. So that is an example of the AI capabilities, right, built on top of databases. So you have in all the key areas, e-commerce, automations, forms, they have added in AI functionality. If you need to build your own additional functionality, so then we have these two concepts called no code and vibe coding. No code means it's point and click. Let's say you want to build a new survey form for your marketing. You want to find out what's important to your customers. Traditionally, right, we have to use Google Forms, for example, and build out the form question by question, field by field, right? And we have to think, what questions do I ask? What type of what type of options do I provide? But now with AI, you can ask AI not only to formulate the whole survey for you can even ask AI to set up the survey for you. So by the way, the earlier AI mastery quiz, right, which you all did, is an example of that. So the whole quiz was ideated using AI, and then the whole quiz was generated using um, vibe coding. So vibe coding is generating business apps just using prompting, right? So just using prompting, I want to generate a quiz, AI mastery quiz, to evaluate, right, the capabilities of marketers across these key functional areas. Yeah. So you just write a prompt, and then the AI will create the whole output application for you. It can be a whole website, can be a whole business application together with a functional database backend. So that's the power and beauty of vibe coding. So one question often asked, so what's the difference then between no code and vibe coding? Because both of them, in terms of output, right, produce a similar output. They both produce a business app, a fully functional business app. So no code, as it implies, right, is no code throughout the whole life cycle of maintenance. That means even after the app is created and you want to maintain, you want to make changes to it, you want to improve it, it's still no code. You just need to point and click um, to get things done. Whereas vibe coding, it's all through prompting, but at the same time, right, the code base, the actual code that is generated is also available for you should you want to review and work with the code directly. So in other words, vibe coding is a more technical approach. If you want to, you can get your developers, right, to take over the vibe coding project and continue to enhance. So in this way, because you have access to the raw code, you can do more complex enhancements and modifications. Whereas no code is more limited to what are the various features which have already been built into the no code platform. So what are some examples of no code software? One popular one is called Softer. I've no time, but in your slides you reference and go to this website to view the introductory video. So for example, this lets you build up whole websites, right, and directories and other kinds of business applications just by pointing and clicking. What's an example of a byte coding platform? Well, we have Cursor, Lovable, and a few other platforms. Here, sorry, I'm just speeding up because I want to respect the time. And lastly, when you put together multiple workflows together, we have something called workflows. And when you use AI agents with workflows, you then you have AI marketing automations. AI marketing automation. So this falls under the area of agentic AI. Agentic AI, right? And in case you are interested to dive deeper, my recommendation is to explore platforms like Zapier and NAN. Right. So today, if you want to perform agentic AI for marketing for your SME, explore platforms like Zapier and NAN. Right. So that's the takeaway from this slides here. This one I'll skip because it relates to B2B marketing. Okay. So to summarize, right, the digital revolution for SMEs, digital revolution, right, for SMEs was all about them becoming more data-driven, digitizing their current manual operations. So, for example, their invoicing is done through paper, then they transferred that to an online form, right? So it became online invoicing. But AI revolution, right, set one step further. Now it's not just digitizing the process, but adding AI as efficiency and enablement layer on top of the digital workflow. So you have a workflow that is semi-smart, that can think and execute tasks on your behalf. But as a takeaway, start with a big picture. So look at the AI strategy, marketing strategy framework, which I covered in the first, at the start of today's webinar, and look for specific areas, right, of inefficiency in your company. Make sure you have an overall goal for your company in terms of what you want to achieve through your marketing and your website. And then from there, you must be already doing marketing manually, because it's like garbage in, garbage out. If you apply AI to a process that's currently not even fine-tuned manually, it's quite likely, right, that you will not get a high quality output. So you still need an idea of what is your input, what's your desired output before you apply the AI tool, right, as an efficiency layer on top of it. So once you are able to get get some rewards from running some small scale AI projects. For example, generating content for your blog, generating ad copy, um, analyzing your reports from your marketing campaigns and proposing automatizations. So once you're able to get some tangible benefits, right, from these ad hoc AI activities, you can look at how to link together multiple activities to achieve a specific marketing task. And that will be the automation and agentic AI step that I'm talking about. So continue to upskill yourself and your teams in AI training. Adopt an AI-driven culture in your company. Focus on one or two quick wins that you can implement today. And we will share the slides as well as some resources with you, right, to get you started. I'm going to share a resource with some key AI platforms you can consider for different marketing tasks. So hopefully that starts getting you thinking about how to integrate AI into your day-to-day operations. So Q&A time. Thank you so much. Those of you who stay on with me until this stage. Just want to open up for any Q&A. Anyone? Feel free to unmute yourself.
Yeah, so I would like to ask, the resources you said, will it be emailed to us or what? Or sent to us included in the chat?
Yes. So we will email out to everyone who signed up using the online form. But if not, right, you can email us also. I'm going to put in email address. Right, you can reach us using this email address, and yeah, we will follow up with you as well.
Okay, thanks, Adam. Thanks, Darren. Michael here, by the way. Last night we chatted on the WhatsApp.
Thanks, Michael. Oh yeah, sorry, I need to share one last thing. Those of you who are still on here. So we, as a follow-on, right, we are running a half-day class. Let me just visit the class link. Oops. We're running a half-day class on the 29th of July. It's a Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay, and the objective of this class, right, is to walk us through how to turn AI into ROI by building up a full SME AI marketing playbook. Right. So today I've given you the big picture, right, of how you can use AI to automate every single process in a marketing framework. But what if you could really build it out, right? Build out an actual playbook for your business across the marketing strategy, across the SEO, across the social media marketing. And not only that, but also execute, right, and get hands-on with some of the key tools to build out these campaigns. So I'm talking about using vibe coding, right? and using no code to build out some of these automation workflow and business app ideas that you have. So I mentioned earlier the whole quiz that I created. This is a very simple example, right? It's done through prompting and then publishing the prompt directly to an online website. Yeah, so this is one example of a business app we'll cover. We'll cover how to analyze data in depth, right? Data coming from your current marketing campaigns, how you can use AI in a structured way to analyze and optimize that data. We'll cover a detailed workflow of how to optimize content for SEO and social media, right? So this example, end-to-end process with the tools and the prompts to use as well. So this session is really a more experiential hands-on to help you build out an overall roadmap as well as execute typical key marketing tasks SME needs to handle, right? So that includes SEO, creating content for social media, and then creating business apps and automation using vibe coding as well as NAN. So the cost is 150 for 9 o'clock to 1 p.m. If you bring a friend, right, you attend free. So we are trying to encourage. This is our first run of this workshop. So we're trying to encourage more people to attend and hopefully to get some feedback and maybe testimonials from you. So if you're interested, you can sign up using the link here. After you sign up, we'll get back to you with details and the payment information. Okay, so yeah, that's a little bit extra I wanted to share. But if not, even if you don't sign up for this, please look out because we'll be continuing this series of webinars. Right, I'll be talking about additional topics related to marketing with AI in the coming weeks and months as well. Right, so look out to meeting all of you again in one of those sessions. So thank you so much. I've gone slightly past, so sorry. So if any of you have to go, yeah, just feel free to drop off. Like I said, we'll follow up with the slides to everyone who attended today. But yeah, I'm actually going to open up now for just any general questions. If you want to chit chat, just feel free to hang around, right? And we can chat a bit more about marketing with AI. So I think I'm going to look through the questions right now. Gerald, is there any particular question which I missed, which you think?
Yeah, there are some questions in the chat room. One
Okay.
from Jerome and one from Joe W. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to check first is whether Gerald is still here. Gerald, you're still here. Okay, great. No point me discussing a question or not. Yeah, Gerald, are you here still?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Oh, Gerald, J E
Oh,
R
wow.
U
Sorry.
E L. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, hi Gerald.
Two very similar names.
Hey, hi. So I'm just looking at question.
Yeah.
The first one was traditional SEO strategy.
Before you do, actually, you taught me. Actually, I took your 2022. You actually had I actually took the BCG Rise 1.0 for digital marketing. You actually taught me. You actually taught the class, lah. So I just like to ask you at the time when you teach us. I don't know whether you still remember, some 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You taught us all the SEO strategy, right?
Yeah.
The keywords.
Yes.
During the BCG Rise 1.0 digital sales and marketing course, the 6 months course, as you remember.
So
my question is this, because many digital marketers right now have feedback that paying for keywords are no longer effective anymore. Do you think that's how do you feel about this? I mean, what's your opinion?
Yeah. So and firstly, yeah, great to reconnect again. I agree that the landscape for optimization has changed a lot. I'm like adapting right now. I'm throwing away 50% of what I used to know and used to do aggressively in favor of these new practices. But when your question here, are you talking a bit about paid advertising where you actually buy the keyword for paid search?
Yeah. And as you know, we when you were
Yeah.
teaching us 2022, right?
Yeah.
BGC Rise 1.0, digital
Yeah.
marketing and sales.
Yeah. So,
We cover on that part.
yeah.
We use the app, right? And we're doing keyword search, and we're using spreadsheets, and we're actually trying to optimize and actually measure the keywords, so to speak.
Yep. Yep.
We've been doing that for quite a few years, and lately, especially in last year, beginning of last year, July last year, 2024, a lot of marketers, digital marketers are feedback that paying for keywords, paying a lot of money for keywords with very high rankings are no longer effective. um, yeah, I think I need to ask this question because no point in paying, getting my customers to pay or getting, What do you think about this? I mean, you're right. Actually, I agree with you that 50% is no longer, I think 50% of what we did or what we covered during 2022
Yeah.
is
So
quite redundant.
So I'm seeing that same trend as you just mentioned. Yeah, there's a dilution in effectiveness. And here I'm talking a bit more about paid advertising, because normally when I talk about paying for keywords, right, we are buying the keywords to rank the client in the ad rankings, right, in the ad and rankings. So I'm seeing that dilution in effectiveness as well, especially for those keywords which are bought using specific exact match or phrase match. There's less effectiveness across the board for those kind of campaigns. And there's a lot of speculation. Why? Right? One speculation is that the new AI-driven campaigns are, of course, sitting side by side with your traditional keyword-driven campaigns. So they are both targeting the same keyword ultimately. So perhaps Google is pushing more emphasis and inventory, right, to the AI-driven campaigns versus the traditional keyword search campaigns. So there could be a call for us to at least experiment with, test out the new AI-driven campaigns from Google, like I mentioned earlier, to see if they can outperform our previous keyword-driven campaigns. Daryl, I'm not sure if
Thanks for
that,
your
yeah, but that's for paid ads I'm talking about. Yeah, and paid ads. So
yeah.
in a way, it's a conversation that is what today's session is all about. AI is kind of coming in and it's going to disrupt across multiple
Destroy everything actually.
marketing. Yeah, across multiple marketing activities. So
It did.
directly for a question, that's what I feel. That's
Yeah.
what's happening. Yeah, that's what's happening. Then you had another question.
Because I have feedback from clients.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Go
and
ahead.
I think that's the same feedback I'm hearing, and that's what I'm seeing myself also. So I can kind of validate what you're seeing there.
So what we learned some 3 years ago, 50% of actually redundant.
You tell me what
Sense of,
percentages you are throwing away. Yeah, for me, that's what I feel. My gut feel,
yeah,
literally, after I've dived deeper, right, into what is working right now.
yeah,
My gut feels I'm throwing away 50% of what I used to do.
yeah. One last
Um,
question. Is it
yeah, sure.
now cheaper? Now more cheaper with the new disruption right now, right? If, let's say take 3 years ago, 4 years ago in 2021, the amount of money that companies spend on keywords, right now, considered today, is it a lot more cheaper right now if we use the AI methods? Would you consider that cheaper? Or is it more expensive?
Again, hard to give a across the
Yeah,
board answer for that.
difficult
Yeah,
to
yeah. But if you look at
difficult
at
to
the data trends, right, the cost per clicks has been steadily
yeah.
rising over the past few years. So Google, even Facebook, has been increasingly a more expensive platform for marketers. Given the same results, the cost, right, of getting those results has been going up. So can we manage and bring that down with the power of AI? I would say yes, but I think that's where many marketers are still testing out different optimization approaches and techniques.
Mm.
But in general, costs have
Thanks.
been
Yeah,
going up, right? I think you observe that as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
and I observe that as well.
The
Yeah. So you cannot, for me, the
yeah,
takeaway is cannot be business as usual. I can't just let the campaign run as it did before. We have to look into what are some of these new innovations, right, which are impacting on the campaign performance, and then see if we can adopt some of these for our clients as well.
basically Google is not your friend. Facebook is not
Neither
your
is
friend.
Facebook.
Yeah, they're
Neither
trying
is Facebook.
to make as much money
Yeah.
from you. So
Yep.
yeah, costs has really gone way up. So That's why I
Yeah.
asked you this question. Do you think the AI, going moving forward, that we are now using more AI for marketing, will the cost come down or will it still continue to go up? I'm sure it will continue to go up because Google and Facebook want to make more money. But I think it's a question that is very early to ask. But it's good to know that you agree that since 2022, right, 50%
Yeah.
of what practiced in 2022 or what you
Yeah.
learned at BCG Rise 1.0, I think is quite redundant now,
Yeah.
quite obsolete.
And I can share that in line with that, right? The BCG content has been steadily adopting more AI driven topics. So yeah, they see the impact as well. So the curriculum today is quite different from the curriculum which you went through at that time.
Okay,
So
thanks, Albert.
there's much more infusion of AI, similar to what I covered today in the BCG curriculum today.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yep.
Hey, pleasure. Yeah, happy to reconnect. Yeah.
Good to see you again. Yeah, good to reconnect with you again.
Keep in touch.
Okay,
Keep in
thanks.
touch. Yeah, keep in touch.
Sure, sure.
Just drop me a message on LinkedIn. We can continue the
Sure,
conversation.
sure. Okay, thanks.
Hey, thank you, Cheryl. Have a good day. And let's see if there are any other questions.
And there's one more question from
KY,
Joe.
yeah. Oh, sorry, from maybe if anyone is left here on the call, you can unmute yourself. Easier for me because there's quite a few questions. Anyone left here who wants to chat about your feedback or questions? I think Joe might have dropped off also. Yeah. KY, are you still here? Or anyone else?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Hey, KY, hi.
Hi, Ben.
So your comment was Shopee and Lazada, they are pushing you
It's
towards
it's not just Google and Facebook, it's everywhere.
yeah.
And you're forced to use this. You don't really be given much choice. Even they say you can manually do adjustment. What we experienced that actually a lot of the features are gone already.
I hear you. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to dive deeper into Google Ads, but that's exactly what was happening. At the start of the AI Performance Max, at the launch, right, it was really a black box and very little feedback on the what's working or not working in terms of the detailed data. So as marketers began to so-called complain, Google started release releasing more information, right, on how the campaigns are performing. Because the
Yeah.
same thing, if it's working well, then the business won't complain. But if it's not working well, of course the business wants to know why, and that's one challenge with AI.
I guess
Sometimes,
it's mixed result, I suppose. Certain days it
mixed
works
result.
well, certain days it doesn't work at all.
That's
It's
very
like
challenging.
yeah,
Then that's
yeah,
very
and
challenging.
you don't know what's and you don't know what's how do I say, you don't know what's happening and you can't really fine tune. Yeah, they only allow you to have a certain parameter to change. Either you adjust the max CPC or your daily budget, and that's about it.
Oh my gosh, that is that is
Really
really
limited.
asking you to put your trust in their
Yeah,
algorithm.
totally.
Yeah,
They'll just, even we attend the training
yeah.
by the marketplace, they will just say, oh, trust AI, you should put your trust in AI, and we are doing this to help you save time, so that you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how
Yeah.
to.
So I can share that Google tried this when they first launched Performance Max, but there was such a huge pushback and outcry that progressively they've released more and more details. So today it is much better than when it first launched in terms of disclosure of performance. So you might see,
Yeah.
you might see the
Sorry,
same thing
just
happening in the marketplaces as well. My thinking is, yeah.
so moving forward, if this is the trend, how do you see the digital marketing agencies? Because they're offering the service because of the expertise that they know how to hack the system, so to speak. But
Yeah.
if you are given this kind of scenario where there's not much of uh, things to play around in terms of tweaking your strategy,
Yeah.
I wonder how that's work. Maybe the platforms are just taking this away.
And that's exactly why I'm doing this webinar to engage, well, not just with marketers but with other fellow professionals and agencies as well, right? So there's definitely a need to upskill and cross skill in AI, this new AI technologies and techniques, because it's a severe disruptor. yeah, on the industry. So, how do agencies evolve? I see a lot of them. A lot of them are including AI as part of their service offering. But that said, I also see many who are still doing things business as usual. So I'll be curious to see how things play out also. For those so-called more traditional agencies, I think they will be disrupted sooner or later.
Right. Thanks, Ivan. Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for feedback about the marketplaces. Good to know. Good to hear that also.
In my opinion, even the big six, right? We're talking about the big six agencies. I don't think they know. They're not sure themselves.
Exactly.
So,
I was about to follow up on that. Given this scenario, Ivan,
Yeah.
exactly, even if marketeers in agencies try to upskill and evolve, what would they be evolving into if the platform are taking a lot of the required needs into
Mm,
their own
yeah.
propositions? So what's the relevance of marketing agencies, my point?
Actually, there's again, it's a bit of philosophical question. I didn't really dive into this, but I had a slide earlier on Sam Altman, right, mentioning that AI will be smarter than its kids. So
Yep.
implication for business professionals is that AI will be smarter than us, but it's how we learn to harness the power of AI. But then one implication from that is that, oh, we don't even need to be a subject matter expert in future. We just need to know how to harness AI to do the job that we want it to do. And I think that's where there's a lot of discussion still. Is it true? Like we no longer have to be a branding expert. We no longer have to be a copywriting expert in future. I think there's arguments on both sides. Right now, the AI is not at that level yet. They call it
Yeah.
AGI, right? The
Yeah.
super intelligent AI.
Yeah.
So they say that when the AGI really launches, the next generation of AI, it's going to be not just um, knowledge smart, but also able to think, right, and produce the best possible output for any given task. So it's like human. Today, right, we still need to kind of direct and point AI in the right direction to get the right results. Yeah. So the argument is that when it reaches that level, will subject matter expertise be redundant? So will agency, copywriter, branding expert, and so on be redundant? I think that's one big discussion. And there are people arguing on both ends of it. Some saying that, yes, it's going to be the case. So better focus more on understanding how to harness AI, which means understanding the technology underpinnings of AI and how to do prompt engineering, how to do workflows and agentic AI. On the other hand, there's those that say, no, right? Humans will still remain a key part of the equation, right? And continue to hone your craft, but of course, learn how to incorporate AI where it makes sense to do so as you're honing your craft. Personally, I think it will be somewhere in between the two extremes. That's where humans will have to function.
Yeah. Thanks. I think a lot of reimagining needed because
I love that word. Yeah, I love the word
I think it's really
reimagining. In fact, that's what BCG put as the next wave, the next evolution of AI. Currently, we're reworking our existing processes, but then there will be a reimagining phase where things can be done even totally differently. So I
Thanks.
love that. Yeah, thanks. I love that.
I got to go. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you very much for this.
Thanks,
Bye.
Pat. Yeah. Okay. All right. If there's no remaining questions or feedback, last call before we close today's session. Thank you again, everyone, to stay on to the end.
okay, last call. A lot of us, a lot of digital marketers right now are saying we wish we could go back to 2021 using the methods that were used, strategy that were used back then.
Yeah.
It's a lot more effective. You could
Yeah.
actually get the result that you need. It's a lot easier to do product marketing, much more product marketing value, marketing at that time. You were able to get your product to sell. Yeah, but right now
Yeah.
it's quite difficult.
That's very, very interesting point of view. Yeah, but I need some time to process that as well. As to, yeah, how were we thinking at that point in time, 2021?
21, 22, 21, 2021, 2022,
Yeah.
if we use those methodology right back then, we could predict or more or less, not say predict, more or less able to tell what kind of results you will get, you know,
Mm.
and you're able to sell your product, market your product better.
With
Back
some
then,
with some degree of confidence
yeah,
right? Yeah,
confidence,
that
yeah.
you will get the visibility and the sales. Mm.
Right now, at this juncture, it's very the landscape is very confusing. I wouldn't say confusing. Sorry, I don't use the word. Shouldn't use the word confusing. The landscape is very complex.
Mm.
Still
Mm.
take
Can I
time
can I
for
say
you to
fragmented,
understand. Yeah,
complex and
fragmented.
fragmented? Mm. Yep.
Visibility is low. You can't see really, which one is more effective, and the risk is higher, and companies are losing a lot of money, and they can't get their products to sell or market than they did 4 years ago in 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I could
I
say.
think that frames it very, very well. And I love to continue conversation, Gerald. Yeah, even after this call, right? Can continue to exchange ideas, right? And maybe share what we find works at this point in time, so we can formulate a plan moving forward.
I mean, we don't mind that Google wants to make money. We don't mind that Facebook want to make money. Of course, they want to make. But back then in 2021, 2022, we can manage it in such a way that, okay, you want to make money, fine. We also, the customer side who's paying for all these ads, right,
Yeah.
are able to get the result we want and sell our products, market our products.
Yep.
But
Yep.
right now, as costs all go up, and it appears to me that they are the one making all the money, and we are paying and paying and paying. The customers are all, the companies are all paying and paying, and we are not getting
Yeah.
our products to sell or market
So
as well as
you've actually
back
given
then.
me some ideas also. Yeah. Around, if I've as SME, I have $1. Where's the best place to place at $1 today, right?
Yeah,
With the highest assurance of getting a good return.
very difficult to tell.
Yeah. Yep.
Very
But
difficult to
that's
tell.
a question. That's a question that yeah, we should try to tackle.
Yeah, and it's opaque. It's a black box, as you said. We don't know we cannot see what are the algorithm that are using in that black box, so that we know how to use. I mean, back then in 2021, 2022, it's not as opaque as it is right now. Back
Yeah.
then, you can see what what kind of algorithm they are using.
Yep. Yep.
So now
Well,
it's
like you said, maybe we're at the stage, right, in the life cycle is a very high state of flux and complexity. Because you think about it, even SEO, Google has never ever reviewed the true, the actual ranking factors. So there
yeah.
was a level of opacity, but I think the difference was that through trial and error, marketers were still able to find formulas that work.
Yes.
Yeah, but we
Back
haven't
then in
reached the
21,
stage right. We haven't reached the stage right now where we found these formulas that will work, right, for
yeah.
companies. So I think that's something that there's opportunity there lah, in this disruption.
We need to wait until everything settles. But how
In a
long
way, yeah.
how
But
long
how
we
long
need
will
to
it
wait?
take, right? Yeah, and what
We
kind?
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. But we still need to make money. We still need to market our products. We need to we still need to get our products sold through digital marketing and things like that. So yeah, that's the challenge lah. Anyway, it's really good talking to you. Okay, Ivan.
same here.
Yeah.
No, I love to
Yeah.
exchange ideas, and that's why I feel that's the start of the conversation. So, yeah, let's keep in touch.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
I hope to get some new speakers and new ideas in our next few of webinars as well.
I
We're going to
got big,
dive,
I got
yeah.
big reputable clients coming to me. Can you go back to 2021 and use those methods? At least I know I can make money. I can get my product sold. Things like that. Yeah. Okay, so it's good talking to you. I gotta go. Got another.
No worries. Hey, take care. Yeah.